Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr. H's Hot Pot. Join me today on a bit of a weekend bimble where I'm out and about amongst the fields of Wrightington, which is an area located in West Lancashire, not too far away from my hometown of Wigan. And I'm currently, Hot Potters, on a bit of a mystery. I'm trying to find and locate a low-level concrete structure that I found during the lockdown period when I was out and about doing my daily exercises. Most of you will remember who watched my videos back then. I would come out roughly around this area and I'd do my daily exercise. I did 50 videos, one at the back of the other. I've never done that before or since. Not been able to commit to YouTube as well as I did back then. But whilst I was out doing one of my daily exercises back then, I came across this low-level construction that was built out of concrete. It was within its own compound and it was all overgrown, and I thought, that looks interesting. I'll come back at some point and I'll investigate further, maybe try and work out what it actually is or was. Unfortunately, lockdown was lifted, or thankfully lockdown was lifted, should I say. Things got back to normal and I just forgot about it. Anyway, the other day, it just sort of floated into my consciousness and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and try and find it. And here we are today. Now, I've already looked on Google Maps and I've located the rough area where I think it is. It's just off the side of a public footpath and it's located in a field. I've taken a look at old maps, which I always use for my research, and I can't find anything about it until the land was surveyed between 1944 and 1974, and it appears there in a little dip. Now, that indicates it might be World War II related, it may be Cold War related, it may be one of these old ROC posts that the Royal Observer Corps used to use to monitor fallout should it ever come. But though most of those shelters have been documented, and there's an actual map, it's on Sub-Britannica, and you can actually go and find where all of those are, so I don't think it's one of those. The other thing it may be is something to do with the drainage of this land, because I'll just whip the camera around. As you can see, there's lots of dips in this farmland. And there are a lot of natural bodies of water where it's been channeled in by the farmers to try and keep the land from becoming boggy. In fact, there's a number of fisheries around here. Somebody's got the bright idea of allowing people to come and do a spot of fishing in them, so it may be for that. No idea. The problem I currently have is I'm on a public footpath. I've got a little bit wrong roaded, as we say in my hometown of Wigan, and I'm not able to find it. I think it's over there somewhere. I'm going to make my way back to where the public footpath forks and hopefully take the right one this time, and we'll hopefully be able to find it. Now, I'm currently getting bit to death with horseflies, and it's a bit close, as my old mother used to say, meaning it's a bit warm, so I'm just taking my time on this one, Hot Potters. There's no hard and fast method with this one. I'm just having a bit of a bimble. It might not be the most exciting video for you, but hopefully we'll find something interesting towards the end of it. So join me when I finally locate this mysterious concrete structure. So, Hot Potters, after much searching up and down these public footpaths, I finally found it. There it is, just behind me. Now, perhaps summer isn't the best time to come searching for things like this, and maybe I should have waited until autumn or winter when all the grass and the brambles and everything had died back and it would have exposed it more. But I was on my way back to the old jalopy, about to admit defeat, and I just spotted it. I came through from the other direction, and that's why I was able to see it back in 2020. I've took the shortest route and I walked past it basically. Anyway, here it is. I've no idea what it is. Let's take a look at it, and with a bit of luck, somebody watching this will recognise some of the features and be able to tell me exactly what this structure is. So without further ado, let's whip the camera around. Now we're going to have to be quick with this one, because although that's overgrown, as you can see here, the land surrounding it is pretty well maintained. So we're currently on private property. The last thing I want is the landowner to come out and start roping and shouting and asking me what I'm doing. So let's crack on with this one. Now, at first glance it appears to be concrete, but when you get up close and personal, you can actually see that it's been built out of engineering brick. 9-inch walls, and then rendered with sand cement mortar. You can see here that there's been something going in there at some point or other. That's pretty substantial. There's a discarded cast iron pipe that's on an L-shaped bend, and that heads off into the fields. Not really able to see much over there, but it appears to have been chambers of some description. Get a bit closer to this one, and you can see that it's just been filled in. My guess is that this wall, which here it's about 18-inch thick, it actually held something substantial. There was something built on top of this. That's my guess. And this is just a base for whatever used to be here. There's not a lot to see of it on this side, as it's mainly covered in brambles now. But any ideas, hot potters, what this could have been back in the day? It doesn't seem to make sense. It's just here in the middle of fields. But that's some substantial structure. And if we go further around here, there's a bit of a mound. And there's pipes sticking out of the ground here. So we'll take a look at it from this side. There you can see some kind of vent pipes. Same there. There's possibly one under there in them brambles. There's another there. And then we've got this huge metal sheet that's over this opening here, which I'm not going to try and lift, it's too heavy. It's a 2-man lift to get that up. And then over there we have who I suspect owns this land, because there's a gate leading through here. And funnily enough, I was speaking to that gentleman, making my way through. I was going to ask him where this was. I'm glad I didn't now. And there's the other side of that concrete structure that we were just looking at. You just see there's a stone on top of it there. And I think there would have been something built on that at one time or another. But who knows what we're actually stood on here? Is it something to do with the Cold War? Who knows? I mean, when I go back down here, and I'll just whip the camera around again, you can see that this has been some kind of bunker or installation. There you go, see? So it's been mounded up. Is this something to do with the Cold War? I'll be honest with you, hot potters, that's what I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to whip the camera out now. It was just a quick look at this, and I think the landowner's spotted me, so I'm going to get back on the public footpath before I get told off. Well, hot potters, there you go. What the hell is that strange concrete brick structure that's in the middle of the fields here at Wrightington? If you live around here and you know what it is, please leave a comment below, because I'd be fascinated to know what that actually is, as I can't find anything about it on the maps up until about 1944 to 1974, when this area was surveyed again by the Ordnance Survey people. Right then, I'm going to make my way onto the main path now and head back to the old jalopy. Hope you've enjoyed this little video and little bimble out here on a bit of a muggy Saturday morning. And I think it's going to rain in the afternoon, so it's the perfect time to edit up all this footage ready for your edification. So, until the next time, from myself, Mr. H, it is bye-bye for now.